Team, I'd like to introduce you to the Wattbike Air Pro. This is one of the best stationary bikes you can have out there. It's good for a number of reasons. The first reason is the bike feel. Ash will tick this over for me. If you've got members that are cyclists, this is the closest thing you can get to feeling like you're on a bike, but you're actually indoors in a nice comfortable Jets gym. It's a chain on the inside and has two different types of resistance. The first different type of resistance is magnetic by a little spiral on the side. The second is air. I like to think of the magnets as being your big chunks up and the air resistance as being your increments to get to that next big chunk. But for example, if you play with the magnetics more, you need to get more of a smoother tension across the entire stroke of the pedal. The air might give you a bit more pressure just on the way down and then ease off as you pull back. Another reason why this baby is really good is what's in here. You can sign yourself up to the Wattbike app, put in your FTP or do an FTP test, which is just a bit of a benchmark test of your average power over about an hour, and then it will spit out a program specific to your fitness level and your output. So if you do want to increase your zone 2, your low intensity oxygen intake type of cardio, this thing will tell you, okay Bart, you need to be spinning at 95 cadence at a pressure that will allow you to have 140 watts. So not only does it just say, hey, go hard, they'll say, hey, I want you to nuance this pedal and your cadence to facilitate the adaptation that we want. And just a little sweetener on top is that this thing diagnoses your technique. It will tell you whether you're pushing too hard on the way down of a pedal on your left or your right, or you're not pulling enough on your left and your right. That means it'll teach you to become more efficient with every pedal, move faster when you're out on the road, and of course, produce more power. And although the technical specs are of course for athletes, everyday members can use this puppy as well. So Ash is just going to tick this over for me. We've got a nice 15-degree bend of the knee at the bottom of the pedal, perfect for ergonomics. He's a little bit upright, but not too far forward. This is a good place to start with most members. And I like to put on the magnetic resistance at about a 1 or 2, and then play with the fan resistance until I get a nice consistent stroke or a nice consistent power output. Ash is ticking over about 230 watts at the moment. Ash, how hard are you going from a rating of 0 to 10?
Probably a 7.
About a 7. We're going to dial it down a bit, too hard for a beginner. So we're going to bring this down 1, and we're just going to tick him over. So we don't want to gas him out too fast, particularly if we're doing intervals, but we want him to find a nice, even, flat rate that he can sustain for a long time. Ash, what is your rating out of 10 for this resistance?
Probably a 5 now.
A 5, I like that. We're going to do some intervals. Ash, I want you to do a 9 out of 10 effort level. When I count to 3, I'm going to bring that fan all the way up to 10. Are you ready?
Yep.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Give me a 9. Was at 130 watts, now pushing 450, 500. Ash, hold for another 10, 9, 8, 7, hold it, power up. Look at your watt rate, higher, 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 higher. 3, 2, 1, and relax. And then we bring Ash back down to about that 130, 140 level. Tick it over, tick it over, tick it over, tick it over. Beautiful. So what we've got with the Wattbike is consistent effort and rest levels. This is particularly important for interval training. When Ash is riding at 130 watts in his recovery state, I'm teaching his body to recover whilst moving. The oxygen system will take over and all of a sudden become dominant once that lactic acid pushes back down. So Ash will tick this over for another 2 or 3 minutes until his breath rate comes right down. And then we're going to go again at about that 450 or 500 watts. So that's the beautiful thing about the Wattbike, is that you can specify what output you want in your working periods and what output you want in your resting periods to facilitate the adaptation that we want. It's awesome.